Sagittarius, let's talk about you, baby. Let's see what's going on. We're starting your reading today with a little regeneration, a little phoenix rising from the ashes. This is all about, this is my Christina Aguilera fire song, baby. Tells us here, Sag, you've been through some challenges, been through some barriers here, been through some tough times, but you are rising smarter, wiser, stronger, better for yourself. We have a little Venus energy, okay? So this is the parts of you that desire beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables, and your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening, and a little Uranus energy. Okay, well, Sag, let's see what this energy is. Let's get into your reading, shall we? All right, Sag, let's talk about you. Let's see what's going on. We're doing a general energy today. We start this with the Six of Pentacles. A general reading, baby. The Six of Pentacles and the Four of Cups is how we're starting your reading. The Seven of Pentacles, little contemplative energy, decision to make. Maybe looking at where to invest your money. A lot of cards of Dala Hala. Yeah, we got more pentacles here. We got the confused because it was in reverse. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. All right, what else we got? Justice. And sorry guys, on my last video, someone had mentioned there's an echo here. So, I apologize. I took the bookshelves and stuff out because of the way that I'm doing things now. And so I didn't read that comment till this morning and I can't adjust. So I will adjust on the next set of readings. I apologize for the echo. I didn't realize that I had it. It makes sense because I took all the stuff out the room. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. You can see the cards. Seven of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles in reverse, Justice with that Three of Swords in reverse. So Libra energy making an appearance. Let's see what we're talking about. Let's see what's going on. Let's get into your rating. Page of Cups. Whoa. Okay. Tower moment. What's that? The Empress. This is you really suddenly realizing... This is you realizing your value. So the Six of Pentacles, is that a taker? Is it, yeah? Okay, so there was a selfish mofo here, a selfish person from the past with this Six of Pentacles. Now, Sag, we're coming into this reading in this energy. So this isn't coming towards you yet. This is the energy that you're in, something you experienced in your past energy. So you were surprised by them, taken back, surprised. The Page of Cups and the Tower. Someone saying something that's surprisingly selfish, inconsiderate, condescending, arrogant, something, it could, if it's work, you get terminated. All right, if you're not getting your raise, you're not getting your bonus, you quit. There's an element of something being very unjust and unfair to you. And with that Empress energy, oh no, you're not going to take it. No, Sag is not going to take it. So, well, I put you into the Four of Cups, and that's how we come into this reading. So you come into the Four of Cups, where the Four of Cups is all about choices, options, decisions. We're going to see what's being presented or what was said, and now you got to decide. But his arms is crossed. He's not so sure he likes his options. He's not so sure he likes this choice, this, what's being presented to him. There's the Queen of Cups. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces enters the building. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is in reverse here. Whoa. Yeah, you definitely... For some of you, I feel this is... we're going to go in a little bit more specific here, Sag. This is definitely a career reading that we're in. And there's an element where you don't... It's like you're not liking what you're being paid. There's the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. You're wondering, and there's the Three of Cups, like maybe you don't have enough to go out to enjoy things. It's like, I feel like you enjoy what you're doing, but it's not paying the bills. It's not getting you where you want to go. And you're trying to figure out how to create more stability, how to create more of a future. Maybe you're just paying your bills, but you don't have money to go out or save for your future, or so there's an element here where you come into this reading, if this is your reading, and you're just wondering, what are my options? Where can I go from here? I don't really like what's happening. I don't, maybe you're in a career field that's going to get replaced with AI, and you're starting to see these trends. So you're just evaluate. You know what, Sag, it makes sense because we do have Saturn going into Aries, and it is going to be challenging those types of energies. What you're doing, what aspect are you doing what you feel your purpose is, so there's an element where you're in and feeling that energy. So the Seven of Pentacles is our reflection card. There's the Moon. Is that fears? What's the Moon? They want you to walk away from those fears. Okay, no, I gotta... Okay. You might have to make, there's like an element here where, I know where you are, you're not where you want to be, or you're not as stable as you want to be, but I feel there's like, you're paying the bills, right? You're getting by, you're comfortable, you're middle class, maybe lower middle class, maybe middle class, maybe upper middle class, but you know, you're getting by, you're doing your thing. So this would be a risk. It would be something that you'd have to do that would maybe create a temporary sacrifice. Maybe there's something you want to start on the side, but you're afraid to start it. You got to face that fear, put yourself out there. There's an element with this where it's like you're worried about maybe what other people are going to think, what your family is going to think. Maybe you're worried about how you're going to pay your home bills, your home life. And so there's like something I feel that you kind of want to do or that you have on the side burner. There's an idea that you have, right? And with Mercury and Pisces, you're going to have these ideas. And Venus and Pisces. There's a few things are starting to move into Pisces. They're leaving Aquarius now. They're popping into Pisces, Saggy. And so what they don't want you to do is let fear stop you from playing that, right? So, but right now in this part of the reading, there's some fear, some worry here. I do feel it's like, it might be something totally different, something outside your comfort zone, something that you always wanted to do, but you're not sure maybe what people are going to think, what they're going to say. You're not sure if it's going to bring in money. You're not going to be, if it's going to bring stability. There's a lot of what ifs, a lot of questions, a lot of uncertainty around it. And so there's a very strong reflective energy. But we come into this with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, Two of Cups. Whoa. Someone somewhere along the line might have told you that you're not good enough or you can't do this. Okay, some of these cards that have come out here. Two of Cups, the Hierophant, Four of Pentacles, and there you are. Oh, there you go. There isn't, you may have tried, but you're the Empress, baby. You better remember that. You better recognize Saggy. Sag, there's an element here where they want you to release something that was, you know, maybe this is something you went after before, right? I'm trying to think of an example, like, you started a candy store on the side of the road and nobody came and bought anything, but maybe you were on a side road and now you're living on a busy road. You put your candy store in the front of the house on the busy road, a lot of people might stop more so than on that back road, right? So the situation's changed. Whatever happened didn't work out before. Learn from that instead of allowing that fear to make you feel like it's not going to work out this time. So they want you to realize the lesson that you learned from that last go around is what I'm hearing. So the last attempt to maybe quit this job, find a new one, last attempt to start your own, whatever it would be, right? However that's applying to you, Sag. They want you to remember the Empress at this point. Very beautiful energy coming from the oracles and the Empress, right? And for the Empress to be an Empress energy, do not forget, you had to go through Shiznik. You had to go through this Phoenix energy. You had to have a fall, a stepping stone, scrape your knee, scrape your elbow, scrape the bottom of your chin as you fall down. And that gives you the courage and the strength, right? And with that Saturn energy, you're going to be challenged here. And the question is, Sag, how badly do you want this? Because you can get it if you're willing to work for it. Maybe make some sacrifices, compromises, put yourself out there, get outside your comfort zone. But you can get it if you're willing to put the work in for it. And there's justice. Principle of cause and effect. Every choice you make will have a consequence, positive or negative. And they don't want this past heartache, disappointment, right? It's like you know what? My gosh, you remember that show in the 90s where it was like a talent show and you'd be on the stage doing your talent and it didn't like you, a little clown would come up and he'd pull you off with this little cane thing and you'd be gone and the clown would come and then someone else would come on stage. Maybe you got clowned, right? You got pulled off stage with that little cane and now you got stage fright and you're just afraid to get back on stage, but they don't want that to stop you because you would have learned from that. You would have mastered those dance moves, practice where you know them in the back of your head. You can do it with your eyes closed now. So there's that element of just knowing that you're better, you're stronger, you're smarter, you've learned from that. And not letting that stop you from, I didn't notice a magician here, but stopping you from being the magus in your life because you have the skills. The Magician and the Empress energy, Saggy. So, well, the choice is yours and yours alone, but this is your reading. What's going on with you is you got something you want to put into play, you want to put into action, but you're a little bit of afraid to do that. They don't want you to be afraid. All right. Is there anything else that Sag isn't seeing or is not aware of with regards to this little secret goal of theirs that they have? Wow. The whole thing is going to depend on you. There was some kind of karmic soul lesson here. Yeah, there's the Three of Wands. How bad you want it, baby? How bad do you want this, Sag? There's justice again. So you are being given the opportunity to go after this again. The opportunity is being chosen. It's being provided. It's being presented. And the question for you with the Star in reverse and the Three of Wands is, how bad do you want it? And are you going to let the past stop you? That's what you're not seeing. Okay. So what we're going to do at this point in the reading, as per usual, is grab some oracles, see what they want to say, and then we'll jump back into the reading, Sag. We'll do a potential outcome. We'll see if you take action. We'll see if you're still pondering it. We'll see. Because with that Venus energy, that also tells us that it'll bring in a lot of success, right? That's, you know, Venus is all about enjoying the finer things in life, baby. All right, what do you need to surrender to bring this into fruition? What is? That's what's up. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it as it is will bring you peace. I do want to grab your career advice because I do feel that this is a career reading. What's the career advice for Sagittarius? What's the career advice for Sagittarius? We didn't get no advice. Let's cut the deck, shall we? All right. What's the advice here for Sagittarius? Spirit talk. Thank you. Thank you. We need a card or two on the table. All right. We got two. What do we have? They're telling me the bottom as well. Okay. Cutting ties. You might need to leave your current position and look for something better. Finding a job doesn't mean burning bridges, so go with grace. Okay. Drama. So beware of troublemakers in the workplace. The job you want to have, the job you want may have too much upheaval to bear, so keep emotions and gossip in check. And offerings. So you will be offered a new position or investment opportunity. So think about it and research it carefully before accepting. All right, we got a lot of things going on, a lot going down. Let's grab your spirit animal, see what they have to say. And then we'll jump back into the tarot. Sag, what's the spirit animal message here for Sagittarius? Who's watching over? What do they want to say? We have the cardinal, little adventure. Tweet, tweet. So you need to live up to your fullest potential. Explore new directions and take risks in order to grow as an individual. Change might be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. You know, I stumbled across this motivational speaker. Isn't it weird how it's like actually two really random people just showed up in my feed recently, and they're both like not current, right? Like the one guy is called like Master of Earth. He hasn't been on YouTube for like 10 years. He just showed up. I was like, who's this guy? I like what he has to say. But the other guy was a guy named, I can't remember his name. I think it was Jim Ron or John Rom or something like that. He's a motivational speaker, and he was talking about risks and life. And he said, you know, there's a lot of people that are afraid to take risks. They play it safe. They just do things with cautious. But sometimes they're too cautious and they miss out on opportunities and things that they would never ever know exist. Being a Sag, you know, we do get comfortable too. So this is just reminding you to, well, not be afraid to take that risk. Because right now, it's like you're on the fence, right? You're like the jack-o'-lantern sitting on the fence. Should I jump over or not? Let's see if you jump over. Let's see if you jump back. Let's see what you do. Let's get into your potential outcome. Now, when I say potential, there is always free will. You're going to make the decisions you're going to make. And when I say outcome, let's see where you are in 30 days. So right now is early February 2026. We'll go out to March. But for those of you who see this at a different time, it is a timeless reading. So it'll be 30 days from when you see this reading. What direction is that page? He's in reverse. She's in reverse. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. We don't have the Page of Cups. Excusez-moi. We have the Four of Cups. The Page of Pentacles here. Okay. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the King of Cups in reverse. The Six of Pentacles. Oh yeah, you're letting it go. All right. Ooh, you're moving fast. All right, you take this. The thing is, whoever this person was or whatever the situation was, here they are. You learned a very valuable lesson. The Page of Pentacles is in the middle of this, right? So when you do a 5-card spread, this is going to be your anchor card. This is going to be the heavy energy or the major arcana. Ain't no major arcana here. It's Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is a life lesson card. That's learning a very valuable lesson. What you learned here is allowing someone else's opinions, actions, choices, or influence, or it could just be fear, lower virtues within yourself. This King of Cups in reverse, stop you, only hurts you. Risks, good if it's calculated. And you know what? You know what that Jim Rom said, guy? I think it was Jim Rom. I could be wrong. I should have written it down. But I liked what he said, because he said some people have the fear of like, what if it fails? What if it's the wrong direction? What if I don't get where I want to go? Well, you sure find out quicker if you do it than if you don't. And I like that. I was like, oh, I like this guy. So I went on, you know, you go in those little rabbit holes where I watch like 20,000 of his videos in a row at 2 in the morning when I couldn't sleep. But I learned a lot from watching this dude's video. And with the Eight of Wands here, you're moving in uncharted territory. You're moving in a new territory, a new direction. You've taken this risk, this leap of faith, whether it's a job offer being offered, a job you're creating, something that you wanted to go after that you tried before. However it is applying to you, Sag, I see you doing side hustle. Some of you I just heard is a side hustle, but you are moving forward and it's moving quickly. So it's moving well, like you're the Empress. So it tells me like you have the skills. Whatever happened in the past taught you, prepared you, right? Oh yeah, I just caught that. What the fuck, Robin? It prepared you for this with that Page of Pentacles in reverse. So you had to learn something. You had to master, whether it was your mind, yourself, your whatever it was. Well, we're gonna find out. What's the Page of Pentacles in reverse? Because it prepared your emotions. Oh, criticism and emotions from other people. Other people not so okay. Okay, so it's like you can't please everybody. So let's say you're a teacher. Not everybody's going to like your teaching style. Not everybody in your class is going to perform well. You're going to have parents who hate you. They're going to criticize you. They're going to say shit about you. You know, let's say you're an Instagram model, right? Some people are going to love you. You're going to think you're great. Some people are going to hate you. They're going to criticize you. They're going to put you down. So you had to be able to not allow other people's negativity, opinions, unfair treatment, misery of themselves, projecting it onto you, however that applies. Those parents coming in and hooting and hollering at you, you ain't do shit. Their kid is the one who misbehaved. Don't matter, right? So it was that experience, whatever that was, you had to learn to master that. And I'm going to say dealing with difficult people or dealing with difficult criticism, right? There's constructive criticism, and then there's just criticism. Some people just criticize you just be an asshole. I'm on YouTube, so I know what that feels like, Sag. I know. And you do too, if this is your reading. So, you know, it's like maybe you started a YouTube channel and it didn't hit the ground, or you started TikTok and it didn't hit the ground, and you had to, because when you get that video that gets 500,000 or 20,000 and there's some criticism in there, you don't want it to affect you or make you doubt yourself, right? The planetary alignments right now are going to make you doubt yourself. There's going to be that self-doubt. So what it was that you learned, what it was that was mastered for you, was not allowing other people's criticism, judgment, lack of support, telling you what you're doing is stupid, whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing. We all know those. Well, they are everywhere, especially in the world of social media. So that's what you have to learn. That's what you have to master. And once you had that stepping stone, that falling on your face, you know, scratching your elbow, scratching your elbow, scratching your chin, scratching your elbow type of energy, it taught you how to deal with that pain, how to deal with that criticism. You know, it might still affect you, but you can bounce back quicker or program your mind to get where you need to go. So Sag, you're about to rise high. And you had to have that little stumble in order to learn that lesson. And you learned it, you mastered it. I did have this reading, but I think it was on my Blunt Saggy channel though, that you were judged and you passed your test here. You learned that lesson, you mastered that test, and now it was very clear to me that it was about dealing with difficult criticism and people and emotional reactions. So Sag, get ready to rise, get ready to skyrocket. And this is the energy too with this Four of Cups. It's like, oh, why was I letting that, you know, that person that told me in 7th grade that, I don't know, I was ugly. What was I letting them stop me? They're the ugly ones. They were projecting their insecurity on me, baby. Why was I doing that? So there's that element where you're really kind of reflecting and learning and seeing that aspect of those people, the ugliness in people, but realizing that it's not a reflection of you. Get ready for greatness, because something great's coming towards you. Oh, hold on. I want to grab the purpose cards. Okay. Hold on, Sag. Hold on. I didn't have my cards out. They're over here. Okay, hold on. Let me get the soul card. What's the soul card down for Sag? I moved the mic, guys, so I'm hoping that you're not hearing any like of that anymore. I'm sorry if that was really annoying. I didn't know. Then someone told me, and then I knew. So I hope it doesn't bother you anymore. But yeah, Sag, career change. You're embarking upon a career that brings you joy and abundance that you desire and deserve. Boom, boom, damn straight. If you're over here, boom, boom, damn straight. We got some books, baby. So you're connected to life purpose through your involvement with books. We have flowers. I can buy myself flowers. Now you can definitely buy yourself flowers, but working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. And I looked at this 6 times, so we have to mention it. Sag, traveling? I say what? But look at you, angel, here. Your life purpose involves traveling. All right, Sag, that's what I got. That's what's up. That's what's going down. So, Sag, I sure hope you enjoyed your reading. And if you do enjoy your reading, if you do like my style, as per always, I do ask that you like, comment, subscribe, hype. It really helps my channel to grow. It helps get the readings out there. So thank you for your continued support, Sag. I truly appreciate it. And let's close your reading off today with your yes or no question. Bye-bye. What is the answer for Sagittarius? Yes or no? Are you ready? The answer is by no means. All right, Sag, I truly wish you the best of luck. Until next time.